Oh, it's hard to remember. Being on my own in a pandemic. Finding people to talk to as they're on their own in a pandemic. It is the Yeah Come On Show. And the Yeah Come On Show has a special guest today. And I will give you his lovely introduction. Without sunglasses, I will switch to reading glasses because he's wearing reading glasses, and I don't want you to feel left out.
They're not my readers. They're every day. I can't see dick without these things.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see that.
Sorry, I didn't know.
That's all right.
No, I'll have to talk to you about LASIK surgery later. I have a great endorsement.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to investigate that here. I got an old endorsement of mine here that I'm a LASIK. Those guys make a lot of dough.
Well, trust me, I like you in Florida because I think you're comfortable there, but I'd rather have you in Georgia. But right now, for those that don't know you, how you couldn't, I don't know. Your voice says it all. Today's guest is not only a man of a talk, because you can talk, you talk quite well, but also a man of controversy. What do I mean? Well, you can follow him on Twitter. Better yet, buck him on Twitter. He's a fellow former bar owner turned talk show host who's worked with the greats like Bubba the Love Sponge, Alex Jones, and one Brett Barney. That's
Brett Barney.
Huge. You can hear him in the mornings on fistfulofradio.com or on afternoons on Florida Man Radio. He's the great Asian impersonator himself, Mr. Shannon Burke.
Greetings. Thank you. That was a very good
Shut up, Brett.
Y'all didn't tell me about the sunglasses. I'd have brought them into my studio.
Well,
Or is it just you guys wear them and you have the power?
we do, and my wife thinks that maybe we shouldn't be wearing them. She goes, do people think y'all think you're cool, or you know what? I go, look, I had some eye issues. The sun was in our eyes. I wore sunglasses. Brett wore sunglasses, and then we kind of stayed with it. It covers dilation, redness of eye, which right now I got a really messed up eye. So regardless of how old we get, sunglasses hide that kind of shit.
Yeah. I'm high as a kite right now. I should be wearing
I'm
glasses.
super stoned.
See, stoned, old, and stoned. There we go.
And old.
And I have a sty. I have a sty. I've never had a sty. I don't know how you get a sty. I went to the lake, came back, sty. I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was
I'll tell you where you get it. Yes. I
didn't even have to say it. For those of you that aren't watching this on YouTube, yes, you know what we're talking about. Brett, you need to talk to your girl.
Well, Shannon knows one thing about me. It's not just this. It's also.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Oh, come on. Dude, you
I-
don't have to cross that line. I mean, I know it's all sexy and she looks back at you all weird. You don't have to do that. The
I'm gonna
second
eat
you
Brett's
taste
butt.
pizza, get out of there when it tastes like pizza.
It's gross.
Just don't be an a-hole.
I'm with you, Shannon. I wouldn't do that. But, Shannon, you worked with the great Brett Barney in Atlanta on News Radio 106.7. And that, of course, Cumulus decided to sell that particular channel.
Yes.
I don't know who it went to. I don't know where it is. I ain't listened to it. I don't know.
Jesus people bought it.
All right. God bless Jesus. God bless him. And then you went back to Florida, and you're on fistfulofradio.com, which that's kick-ass. I've seen some of that. And then you're on Florida Man Radio. That one I'm not aware of. What is Florida Man Radio?
Florida Man Radio is this guy owns JVC Broadcasting. It's a guy that owns five stations in Long Island, and 1, 2, 3 down here. Getting ready to buy another one here. And we're on 660 AM, 105.5 FM. It's it's Bubba the Love Sponge in the mornings. And then we have a local guy here who's an attorney and a really good radio guy for an attorney. And then Ed Till. You remember Ed Till?
Ed Till. The name's familiar. Where would I know him?
He was down here at Real Radio 104.1 long before I was down here at Real Radio. He's a talk guy. He's been a nationally syndicated cat all over the. He's lived. He's one of those radio guys who's literally been in it for 40 years, and has one of those resumes where he's literally he's worked in practically every state. One of those journeyman type of guys. He's down here in Florida now, does a home studio thing, and delivers to us at our studio, and he does a 4-hour show.
Wow, dude! As we know, that's not easy. 4 hours, especially on your own. Did you bring anybody with you? I know the cast of characters you work with in Atlanta. Did you beg Brett to come down and work with you in Florida, and he told you no?
I told Brett he's got a job down here, and he said, "Wink, wink. I'll talk to you later." I hadn't heard from him since.
Wow!
Oh, fuck you,
Brett. I mean, what the hell?
I'd love to have a carry down here, but they can't. It's a little station. We're just getting off the ground. That didn't, And as you know, on all talk. So this is an all FM talk format. The whole thing, 7A, 6A, 7P. So it's a very expensive format, as you know, to put on the air.
Definitely.
You could bring in a lot of satellite cats and Glenn Becks and bullshit like that if you wanted to, but we're trying to make it. Bubba's here. He's in Tampa. He's got his own facility there. The local guy. I'm the only guy here that uses the studio. Not this one here. This is at my house, but the one. Me and one other guy use that studio. Ed Till is in Palm. I guess he's in Palm Bay, and he sends from his studio, and that's it. We're all Florida guys and doing Florida Man Radio.
Dude, I dig it. Now I know. I don't know why my career, I guess because, we're a state apart, but I've worked with the different Florida guys. I remember when Bubba was on 96 Rock, first syndicated back in the 90s, he was doing nights. He'd come on for a couple hours, and he totally messed with our night guy, telling him he was going to take his whole show away from him, and he was always wigging out.
I've got to show you, at some point here, I'll have to get up and run into another room. You guys can talk amongst yourself. He printed all of his people in his inner circle up. He made these gigantic rings. I'll go get it. The reason I'm not wearing it, this ring is big enough, but the reason I'm not wearing it because it literally gives me a carpal tunnel. It's like a massive Bubba the Love Sponge ring. It's got my name on the side. It's got, I'm sure they're fake jewels, but
wow,
it's pretty. I love Bubba. He is a good guy and a hell of a talent.
I've never met him. Just I hear the stories from people that worked with him. I know the trouble we got into because we've all gotten into trouble in our careers. That's just part of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of a trouble, boy, right now it's tough to talk on the radio.
I don't know. I don't. What are you guys doing in the morning over there?
Well,
what do you
keeping
mean
it vague.
You worried about getting booted off the air for offending somebody?
Well, it's always, I'm not too worried about that. I think, there's always somebody out there that's going to be upset with something you said, but it's always the landmine, it's like a landfill, excuse me. I'll say a landfill, not a mine, that I feel like I'm walking through, and it's like.
That's pretty much the job description at Florida Man Radio. Our deal is there. We don't give a shit what you think about, and we're not saying we're not deliberately offending people, but I'm not, if I have an opinion, whether or not it's unpopular, I'm going to state it, if it, that's just our whole, people.
I think opinion, you're fine, but you got to kind of leave it open. But yeah, I'm not a fan of my city being torn apart. I'm not a fan of my city having, CNN being sprayed with spray paint or windows being broken out and people put out of business or burning down fast food restaurants. Right. I just think that that's not the way to behave, as far as that. And then you got the whole COVID thing where everybody, is separated and we're not all in the same studios or not around each other. And that makes it a little tough because you don't have the FaceTime that I think is important in radio, although so many of us do it, the way we're doing it.
Are you still broadcasting from home?
No, on Bailey and Southside, Bailey is broadcasting out of his home where we all were, and we got a Comrex there, so everybody was gathering there. Then the grind became a lot for our program director who does afternoons. So now, and when he had to, take some time away, as a lot of people are doing company cutbacks, Brandy got allowed to go into the studio. So now she works in the studio. I didn't feel comfortable at the house. So because I have a 1-month-old child, a 3-year-old child, and those guys are just partying like it's 1999. They're doing what they do. And I just didn't feel comfortable. So I left, and now I work from home.
Oh, you have a setup there at the house?
Yeah, I'm in it right now. It's just it's the one bedroom that is going to be my 3-year-old son's here soon. So it's kind of stripped down. It's got some of my old antique furniture in it, you know.
If I flip my camera around, you'd see the guest bed over here and a closet over here and a bunch of shit. But do you have a Comrex? Is that how you connect?
No, I'm doing it through Blue Jeans on the app, and I'm connecting into their Comrex.
What's Blue
so
Jeans?
It works, you know, and I hate it for Bailey because everybody's going to his house, but it does provide everybody the ability to get on Blue Jeans and do it from their laptops. And the other morning shows are all doing that. They're all working independently.
I just went out and busted and said, when I got back here from Atlanta, I set up a little studio. The deal in Florida Man was still kind of cooking. It was just kind of a chitter chatter. Wasn't a solid deal yet. They hadn't bought the 2 signals they bought from Salem out here. And I said, fuck it. I bought a Comrex because I've been doing a lot of fill-in work. Even when I was there, I would go in that little room early in the morning and do shows for Philadelphia or WPHT or you know, other KLIF, you know, do some fill-in work in Dallas and Philly. So I just said, fuck it. I bought the Comrex brick link, and it's fun. I can connect it right now and dial into my good friend at your station. I could connect. I have it on my board here.
Oh, really?
I could connect to Cumulus. Let me see if I can do it right in front. Brian's a good friend of mine, and he's helped me out quite a bit. Hold on, wait. I bet I can right now. Hold on, you'll be able to hear it. It's going to blow him away. That's your station.
There it is, a little Rock 100.5. Yes, I already did 4 hours today. Why not get a little more?
Will I get in trouble for this?
No, I'd cut. You think I know? I don't know what you can do and what you can't do. I rely on Brett Barney for that kind of shit, and he's not telling me anything.
It sounds good. Is this how you connect to the morning show?
Yeah.
Right, just like that. You know, no external mic or anything, huh?
No. For that I've got my external mic. It's kind of phallic in nature. I kind of like the old 70s television host.
Sure is.
But it's got a stand if I need it. But I've got this mic and throw on my headset and then I go. But of course, with the podcast, I just do it on the computer. But your setup looks so good. I thought you were in your studio.
No, this is the corner of I was out of my office out here just because it looks better to do video, stuff. I got a big giant cow head and, longhorn and right behind me, but it's so loud out there. And I'm with you. I got 3 dogs here. And if someone walks your dog down the street, it's like oh my God, it's like you just walk, when you've ever walked into an animal shelter and you walk down that corner where it sounds like that. And because my whole house is tiled. So it's like, I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh.
I'm down the end of the hall here.
But nobody's breaking into your house, which is great.
No, never. I've been 100, 200-pound pit bulls.
They're walking in going, oh, hell no.
They don't
not
have
this house.
They get it from the front door, through the window. They stand up the front window of the house like, That's awesome.
That's great. You got nothing to worry about. Yeah, that's fantastic.
They probably wouldn't hurt anybody, but the bark helps. So what's the talk been like there in the morning? Are you staying current with COVID shit? Do you want to talk about it? Do people not want to hear about it? I mean, it's hard to get away from.
No, it's almost impossible. We talk about it and we hate the fact that we have to. We try to do anything that we can not to, but it's always the conversation. It's always a part of it. We've got the show now. You've got, like I said, Brandy in the studio, I'm at home, and the 3 of them are at Bailey's house. So, you got different mic levels and, I'm in a delay a little bit, so I have to work within that. But it's kind of obvious what we're all going through. So it gets talked about. One guy, Nate on the show is traveling. He's flying, enjoying the low rates and flying on all these planes. He goes away almost every weekend or every week he has off because he got furloughed a little bit. That dude is God knows who he's coming in contact with.
I was just at the airport.
You are? Where were you going?
I had to go drop the lady off for a flight. There is no one there.
Nice.
I mean, it is empty. Atlanta is nothing right now. Like, I'm used to seeing 1 million cars and you're waiting in line. Maybe 10 cars.
Wow.
I'd fly. I would if we were if my wife and I were just the 2 of us and we didn't have the children. I'd probably think about it. I'd mask up and take a seat, but whether or not you die from this or not, I've had some close friends get it now. So now I've got enough people around me that have had it that I definitely know it's a thing, but I got some crazy ass ideas about it. I mean, I'm probably about as far out as you are being conservative. I'm like, this is a man-made disease made to bring down this country, wreck our society, allow these crazy people to come in to turn America into a socialist community. That's pretty much
when you think about it. What else on the planet could have taken down that roaring economy of ours? There was nothing they could do. There was nothing that could kill that economy. It was, and God knows where it would have gone. It was full steam ahead, man. If you didn't have a job, you didn't have legs or something. It was just that good of an and really, when you think about it, the only thing that could rape an economy like that is something where we had to some national emergency,
sure,
right? And one that would last long, and one that we can juggle with. When you hear new cases now, it's like, oh my God, new cases. Like they want you to believe that the 9,000 new cases are in a pile of bodies that we're shoveling into a fucking refrigerated truck out back. I don't know, it's a thing. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's 99. I mean, I read the Wall Street Journal yesterday. They tagged the experts, say it's a 0.03 to a 1.5% fatality rate, which is comparable to the flu. It's just more contagious than the flu.
Yeah, that's it. More contagious. And it's also, you look at the average age of the people dying from it, at least in Fulton County here in Atlanta, it's 76.
Yeah. Down here, it's like it's older because there's more old people here. But it's in that same range, and I had a friend that had it who was they put him in the hospital because he was a high risk guy because he had just he had sarcoma, some type of cancer, and he had to have his leg whacked off. So he was a high risk dude. So they put him in the hospital for that. And he did video, diary every day.
Wow.
And he said, he looked sick. He said, I felt like hell for 4 or 5 days. He said a couple of nights they had to ice me down. His fever was that high. I guess they put bags of ice on you.
Damn.
They said they iced him down, but he was in the hospital for 4 days or 5 days, and now he's home. So he said, yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. I could have wrote it out at home. Possibly. I'm glad I was in, they were able to give him fluids and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody checking on you because, your wife or girlfriend can take their eye off of you for 12 hours and then you die. It's like, hold on. Yeah. At least in a hospital, they're checking on you every hour.
Right.
I'll say this much, and I think anybody taking a step back, I don't think you can have a country without being policed. I think that
absolutely not.
Yeah, so New York, I wouldn't go to New York on a bet. You had one of the most badass police force. I've been to Times Square
30,
on New Year's Eve and seen the guys come out on horseback and pushing the crowd and how badass those cops were. And then you got their heroes, 9/11. Now they're zeros. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what happened?
I think that like in Minneapolis, where they voted unanimously, the city hall voted to abolish the police department.
Yeah.
In that shithole town, if I was the chief there, I would announce on a Friday that starting Monday, we're all going to take a week off vacation to give you guys a little break. There'll be no 911, no 911. There'll be no emergency services.
Right.
Y'all keep it cool. And go for a week and let them see what happens.
Yeah, look, nobody steal, kill, don't hurt each other, don't grab each other, don't force yourself on anybody. Everybody just play nice and we'll be fine.
You won't need us.
Please.
Have you guys heard of the shopping cart theory?
No.
I just heard this the other day.
Okay,
so whether or not you'll take the shopping cart back to the store or not, or you leave it in the
bingo. Or are you just going to leave it in the middle of the parking lot? Because when you have your shopping cart, there's designated areas to put your cart back.
Right.
Most people put the cart back, but every time you go to a grocery store, there's always one or two sitting out in the parking lot. Those are the people, like, you don't get fined, you don't get punished if you don't put your cart back, but people do it because it's the right thing to do. But you always have that asshole who's just going to leave it in a parking spot or throw it up on a curb or something like that. So in a world without police, you have majority of people who would do the right thing. But at the same time, you still have the assholes that are going to just leave a shopping cart in the middle of a parking spot.
Okay, so shopping cart is a euphemism for a crime.
Bingo.
Or doing the wrong thing if you leave it on the parking lot.
I like it. I will tell you that I started, as a older man, I was continually dating younger women to where I was only 5, 6 years older than their parents. And one woman asked me before I took out her young daughter, before I got married, she goes, I have one question to ask you. And I'm like, because I was going through the interviewing process because she was hot enough that I wasn't just going to stick and move. I was going to actually date her. And so I had to go through the process. And she goes, do you take your grocery cart back or not? That was her question to me. I go, I take it back. Always have, always will. I don't even push it in the stall. I usually just take it all the way back up. And she's like, great answer. Now you can have sex with my daughter. I was like, okay, for sure.
Yeah. Now go ahead and fuck my daughter. I'll take it back unless it's really raining, or something. Or I'm going to double up. They gotta get, there are designated areas, and I'd rather take it back and push it up to the thing now. But now, who knows? With all the COVID-19, you want to stay away from the dirty end of the shopping cart.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to rub that down. So usually when you're taking it back, there's somebody there to take it and spray it down, and they're lining them up. Yeah. So, I don't know. Would this make people be nicer to each other? I will tell you, I don't know, about you, but for me, this hasn't been so bad just because I'm getting to spend quality time at home, having an infant and with my wife, and working from home. I'm getting more sleep, but I'm sure my coworkers think I suck. But I'll be honest with you, I left because of safety reasons. I just said, you know what? Everybody's putting themselves out to somebody. You either got a slam piece or, which is Brett, is your girlfriend a girlfriend or slam piece? Where is she?
No, she's not, dude.
You're talking to a girl you're talking to?
Yeah. Slam piece is the chick at the bar that you bring home and you just holler at it 2 a.m., the you up kind of text, but for
thank you for this honor.
Okay, sorry, you got a girlfriend. But for those out there that have just a couple of people, you've got the one neighbors you like or a couple friends, and you're like, you're not getting out, we're not getting out, so we can go into each other's homes. But everybody's got a comfort zone of probably about 6 to 8 people you'll let in your house. Everybody else, man, you're stiff arming. Is that the case with you guys, or are y'all seeing more people?
Here's my in the very beginning of this thing, I did my show right from here, because Kim is she just got done with 8 months of chemo treatment she had stage 4 colon cancer, so she's in her high risk deal. So she had really bad really bad blood numbers that put her in a really high risk. So for a month, I did my afternoon show from here. And Comrex into the studio, and the other guys were there. I'll tell you what, it's really weird. I hear like ensemble shows here, like in town, like 4 or 5 people on a show. And instead of going to the studio, instead of really quarantining and staying separate, because that's the whole thing, is not coming in contact with people, right? Yeah. Instead of going to the studio, all 5 of them, or 6 of them, I think there are, they left one guy there to run the board, and the other 5 went to the host's house. What the fuck does that do?
No, that's what we were.
You're still sandwiched and now in a smaller room, because you're in his bedroom, a smaller room, and all breathing the same air right in front of each other. And then you go your separate ways, and God knows where you're going. You're going to the store, you're licking a handrail at the fucking bus stop, and then you're coming back the next morning, and I don't know what good it does. It doesn't make any sense at all unless you are alone in a room by yourself.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're saying is where my head is too, because that's what we're doing. And I hate it for them. If they're comfortable with it, great. But I'm like, I wasn't. I'm like, no, man, if this is really a thing, I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to go all the way and do my part, and basically I'm just trying to be considerate of others. People like, Kim, your girl, I don't want to get anybody sick over my selfishness. So if I am out and walk in anywhere, I'm wearing a mask, just because I'm like, I think it's just the right thing to do. I think there's a lot of opinions. I just want this thing to go away. And if everybody wears a mask for 6 weeks, it goes away. But
that's what they say.
That's what they say. But you got people like Brett who don't wear a mask, who is traveling around with his girl.
I actually have a mask right here.
I'm teasing. I wanted you to put it on.
I'm going to show you my mask.
Ready? There it is right there. Dude,
I like it. You're beautiful.
Okay, first off, this is not a mask. Just so you know, this is a shield. A shield is more powerful than a mask.
Yes.
Right? So
doing some marketing here.
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing marketing too. Get on there, Brett. Get your face out there.
Dude, by the way, I really do like this Yeah Come On face shield because, like, last night I was doing laundry after golfing, and I threw it in the wash, and now this thing smells amazing.
Yeah. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? So what one are you doing, Burke? Of course, those of you, I'll do my famous just joining us. We're talking with Shannon Burke out of Florida, a former news host right here in Atlanta on News Radio 106.7. Brett Barney, his producer at the time, and now back in Florida, and that is fistfulofradio.com, as well as Florida Man Radio. So you're busting your ass, and I see that you're advertising. So you have your logo on a mask?
Yeah, I have 350 masks printed up. They're really, that was a special version. They're fabric, and they got the ties, and they, you can put your big beard underneath it if you want to.
Cool.
And, I give them away like candy all over the place.
What do they say, Shannon Burke, or what?
Yeah, the Shannon Burke Show.
Cool. Yeah.
This logo.
That's nice. And you give them away?
Yeah, I give.
Now I charge $12.
I did a trade deal. My buddy in Texas, if I can plug him, smartmaskshop.com. I do endorsements for him here. He sells the hell out of them, and he does big orders. Like if you want to get your company back up and running, you own a bar or restaurant, you want all your employees to wear one. He'll print you up a few hundred with your logo.
Well, I'll tell you right now, before we go to break for one of our advertisers, I want to be cool and give you a cigarette break. That's what we call it, the time in which it takes to smoke a cigarette. But you made quite an impact here in Atlanta. What a hell of a lineup you guys had on News Radio 106.7. I loved the program.
Yeah.
I loved you on in the morning. I loved the Kimmer, so I got off on everything you guys were doing. But I want to give you a moment to let your fans in Atlanta know just where you can be found, even though I've mentioned it a couple of times, but be a little more specific, how they can get your mask or promote anything you want to. You can mention any sponsor. Take it. Go for it.
Florida Man Radio is my primary job. You can download the app, Florida Man Radio app. It's in all the stores. You can listen online there with a tap. And while you're listening, if you want to call, you can tap another button and it automatically cuts off the audio and dials. You can text in the show. You can leave a drop. I'll call it a mic drop, where you just 30-second thing you record on your phone. Those sound better than phone calls these days.
Awesome.
They do. I'm on 3 to 7 Monday through Friday, and afternoon drive for the East Coast side, and Florida Man Radio. .com, or just download the app. Also, I'm on Twitter at The Burke Show. That's about it right there.
What are you drinking these days?
Right now, I'm drinking water because it's early in the morning. I still have a lot of work to do today. What do you guys? Yeah. You guys already? I see Brett Barney's already hitting the sauce.
Yeah, no, I'm still drunk from last night.
Oh, I'm a Jameson guy myself. If I'm going to drink something, I'm drinking a glass of Jameson.
As an Irishman, I can appreciate that. Yeah, I'm more of a Jack Daniels, pretty much anything Jack. If I do regular Black Label, I got to splash it with Coke. But anything above that, Gentleman Jack or anything, I'll drink straight. But I just love my bourbons. And Brett, he does foo drinks and beer,
I get him to shoot some Jameson if I'm around. He'll drink some whiskey.
Brett will just about drink anything you put in front of him. Brett will torture himself, and I dig that. He's not afraid to throw up, and that's a good thing.
He's got balls.
Well, I will tell you, the Yeah Come On Show is brought to you by OxygenFinancial.com. Ted Jenkins for all your financial needs. A big supporter of you guys on News Radio 106.7 when you were here.
Love Ted.
You had him on your show. He loved being on your show.
He's still, I think he's still on Shannon's show, isn't he?
He's not. He was in the beginning down here at Florida Man, but he's getting ready to. He doesn't have an office right here, but he's getting ready to come back on.
Yeah, he loves what you do, so he's our sponsor as well on this this podcast. And then we have Circle285.com. You can do that from where you live. If you're the good guy and you got a good driving record, or maybe you've only totaled one car and it was in the 80s, or you haven't had to replace a roof, they can get you with the A companies at a very low rate, less than what you're paying for the people that have stayed with the same insurance company for 16 years. So go to Circle 285 for a free quote. And last but least, we're going to toss to this commercial right now. That would be one David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling. Dave Markwell is a psychiatrist that basically counseled me on marriage prior to, and the reason I'm still with my wife today, I think. So here's Ridgeline Counseling and Dr. David Markwell.
I'm David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. The current situation we're in is bringing all kinds of issues into our lives, everything from stress and anxiety to frustration, bouts of depression and loneliness. Well, we're here to help at Ridgeline Counseling. You can reach us at 770-993-9700, or you can email us at ridgelinecounseling@gmail.com. Currently, we're offering telemental services through video and phone platforms, and in a few weeks we'll be transitioning back to in-person office visits. In the meantime, stay safe. We'll get through this. Yeah, come on.
Thank you, David Markwell, Ridgeline Counseling, and we are back with the Yet Come On show. Our guest today, Shannon Burke, former radio star right here in Atlanta on News Radio 106.7. Did a ton of radio in Florida, back in Florida, and he is our guest. And right now, Shannon, I know that during the break you ran to the room. I just want to cover this quickly before I throw it to my co-host, Brett Barney. You have the special ring from Bubba the Love Sponge, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a close-up of it.
Wow.
What? Is that like a Super Bowl ring?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Man.
Look at the size of this thing. It's got my name on it. Goat. Burke on that side, and then royalty.
Wow.
Microphone. I don't know if these are real gems, but probably not. But that, that's his little chevron thing for his Bubba Army. It's
dude,
massive.
That's cool.
It's got to weigh a solid pound.
Damn.
It looks good on my big fat sausage knuckles.
Yeah, baby. How many of those did he give away? These are just for people he considers to be his peers, like who have kicked ass on radio?
Yeah, I think there are 20 of them out there. So.
Okay. Then that's really cool if you get one. Small the number.
Did Hulk Hogan get one?
Huh?
Did Hulk Hogan get one?
No, they're not buddies yet.
Again,
they were best
friends.
Listen, when I went to work for him originally in 2013, I took Brent Hatley's gig. When Brent Hatley left to go to work for the Stern Show, I stepped into his number 2 shot and took Brent's chair. And Hulk Hogan was by the studio. He has his own. It was a smaller studio then. Now he's got a big one. But Terry would stop by a couple times a week and just say hello, get a shirt, say hello to Bubba. They would go out to lunch together. So they were super tight back then. Then the whole tape thing went down. So
well, that whole sharing women thing never works out. I'm here to tell you. No. I don't know. I don't know firsthand. I never did that. But all my friends that did, it didn't work out.
Yeah, never does.
Yeah. I share Brett. I've shared you.
Yeah, you also, didn't you claim that you shared some chick with Chipper Jones?
Well, yes. I didn't share her with him, but she was having sex with both of us. Yes. Thanks. I'm actually trying to get him on our show this week, you dick.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Nor would I ever mention that. And by the way, I think he was single then. Yes, he was. Years ago.
Yeah.
Fun. Moving on. Thank you, Brett Barney. I'm going to rest, and right now, it's a little high here. I'm going to drink. And then you, right now, take over and do what you do. And my thoughts are with you. But actually, you know this guy as well or better than I do, so you know what you're in for. It's the Brett Barney question segment.
All right. First off, this is where I usually try and ask awkward questions to people, but that's not going to work with you, Shannon, because we've done podcasts and shows together. So instead, I wanted to change this and ask you and Steve questions as veterans of the radio industry, if that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best endorsement you've ever had?
I had an endorsement for Seminole Harley Davidson here for 5 years. And every year, they gave me a brand new whatever I wanted. They're always road glides. I had a Road King and and I had a custom, and I had a Ultra Glide. But they gave me a road glide every year. All I had to do is put it on my insurance. It's like $15 a month. I got a brand new motorcycle. They customize it out for me, and pipes and a breather and all the bells and whistles, and I they had a little sticker on the back that was similar Harley Davidson, and I rode it around. And every year for 5 years, I got a new one every year. I just returned that one, put 10,000 miles on it, and they gave me another one.
Didn't you have something ridiculous like Maserati or some shit?
Oh, I had a Borgette. The Borgette bikes. There was a Borgette dealership, and this one had, I forget the model. Something to do with a tarantula or a spider or something, but it had nitrous oxide on this motorcycle. I damn near killed myself. And then they went out. I don't know if they went out of business or whatever, but they didn't want it back. They never called back. So it was like $130,000 custom Borgette chopper, and I kept it in my garage and rode the crap out of it. Finally, they called, the sales rep and said, "Oh, by the way, we need to get that motorcycle back from Mr. Burke." I was like, "Damn it!"
Thought I had it. I had it.
That was a pretty good.
I also endorsed Harley Davidson, and I owned two Fat Boys for 20 years. But wife asked me to step off, so kind of, pushed out on that one. But maybe it was best. Got rid of my dirt bike too. But when you talk about endorsements, you put me in a tight spot. If you want the best, obviously anybody that endorses me, I love. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so I will not answer that question.
I thought you meant the best one that I thought I've ever had in terms of what I got. Yeah, I think that was probably a really good one.
All right. Well, I mean, Regal Nissan, I bought my automobiles, but I love them. D. Geller and Son gave me a sweet deal on my Diamond, but I asked my wife to marry her in their jewelry store, so I did my part. Wow. What do you want to know? Also, Xfinity, I enjoy it, and they give me a little sweet deal too, and I got a security system to keep people from coming to hurt me, but I do my part because I pay and rent movies and buy movies.
Right.
So I do for them, Hey, I let Diamond Vision give me LASIK. I let them go in and put an inlay, and I've had some eye issues, but that's on me, but I did it. So I think I give as much. I just don't endorse anybody I don't believe in.
I'm with you.
Or don't use the product. I will not take money from somebody unless I'm 100% in. So that's a fact. And I'm glad you're that way too, Shannon.
Absolutely.
I told Pepsi to go blow themselves years ago because I'm like, I drink Coca-Cola. I'm not.
Yeah, I would not take a Pepsi endorsement. I would not.
Yeah.
What's the most regrettable tattoo that either of you have?
It's gone because I had it covered with something else.
What was it?
I have a rocker right here. It was a rocker. Now it's a giant serpent.
What do you do when you don't like what you wrote? Turn into a snake?
Well, I say that I went for the girl's name to a depiction of what she looked like. It's a giant serpent that comes around here. It's got fangs, and believe me, the original tattoo took about an hour to hit. Six letters of her name in a rocker in old English font, but it took about 28, 30 hours to complete the cover up when you put it all together. So yeah, that's my most regrettable tattoo ever. Yeah.
Well, mine is my only one, and it's an Indian, and I drew it. Or I didn't draw it, but
it's pretty racist.
Look, I'm in the process of removing it. Okay.
Are you really?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's great. It looks like it's a quality tattoo. It's not a shitty one.
It is, and I'll be honest with you. My father was an artist, and I told him at 20 that if I ever got a tattoo, I wanted this Indian, so he drew it for me.
Perfect.
So that's my father's drawing, and when my father was on his deathbed, and I was 47, I said, Dad, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my arm now. So I got the tattoo at 47 that my father drew.
This whole sleeve on my arm is a painting that's hanging in my living room. My grandmother painted. And the back of my hand is from a different painting she did. It's also hanging right next to this painting.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I dig that.
I like my tattoos to be meaningful. My first tattoo is a Felix the Cat tattoo on my ankle. I got when I was 16 because I lied to the Tattoos by Gary tattoo shop when I was a kid. My cousin drove me out there. I got a Felix the Cat, which I dug Felix the Cat. Later on, I went and updated and put a little a martini glass in his hand. So, but that was my first tattoo. And
That's funny.
When I was waiting to get this Felix the Cat tattoo, I saw the most regrettable tattoo ever. Gary at Tattoos by Gary was finishing up a back shoulder of a dude, and it was a big scorpion. Well done, but down the torso of the scorpion, he had improvised a giant dong and a hairy set of nuts, and then underneath it, and he was finishing up this cursive lettering that said "Strictly for Love."
Oh my God, that now is a big square. That's all it is.
Big black square.
big black square. No way.
What's the best freebie you've ever gotten?
Oh,
I got better freebies when I owned bars than I did.
Yeah, I'm like you. I own bars too, and I got some pretty good freebies as a bar owner. But I'll tell you, mine from Miller Lite, they gave me one ticket, and it was front row on the 32-yard line for the Falcons Denver Broncos Super Bowl in '98 in Miami.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's yours, Shannon?
My were season tickets, 2 season tickets at Texas Stadium.
Boom.
That was from a bar because I wouldn't put Coors Light. I didn't have Coors Light. I owned 3 bars, and I wouldn't add Coors Light because I didn't, because I didn't like it. And the Coors Light guy came to me one day, and when I very first announced I wasn't going to have it, he poked me in the chest, and he said, "You can't not have Coors Light." And I said, I pulled it out of my other 2 bars. We never had it. 4 years later, it's the #1 selling beer. I don't have it anywhere in any of my bars. And they came to me and said, "Listen, we know you're a Cowboys fan. We got 2 seats, section 40, about 10 rows up, about the 30-yard line for you for a year. Please put Coors Light on." And I put Coors Light on.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't say I couldn't be bought. I just said I didn't like it.
I thought you guys would never call. What the hell? Where you been? We could have done this years ago. I don't know, radio-wise.
No, it's just freebie in general. I know you guys are both bar owners. You guys have lived big lives, I have to ask you this. Should the media dox fellow members of the media, i.e. Tucker Carlson and the Times?
Fuck no. That's
I think it's wrong.
That's not fighting fair.
No.
Because once the media is 95% liberal or Democrat, and I don't know if the Democrat Party controls them or it's vice versa, but they will always see themselves and paint themselves in the right. So they'll come out and say, "Well, it's not our fault that people can't know where Tucker Carlson lives, so we don't want to hurt him at all." And meanwhile, maybe they threatened his wife and his kid, and she had to hide in a closet, and they vandalized his house. These people are out of their fucking minds. No, you shouldn't dox people. That's
no,
bullshit.
totally agree.
Even if I hated somebody, I wouldn't dox Bailey's address.
No. That's funny.
I mean? I wouldn't.
No, I'm with you. If I didn't like you, I still wouldn't do that to you. No way in hell.
There's a guy in town I don't like who doesn't speak very well. He's on the radio, but he's not. He's just not. He's got really poor vocabulary and diction. So I sent him once a month. He gets a Hooked on Phonics workbook from me from Amazon.
That's nice.
Anonymously.
Oh, okay. He's like, "Who's doing this?
Yeah,
who's doing it?"
Just like, remember I used to get that gay magazine at the studio? I had in my mailbox, Out magazine would show up once a month.
And you know whose mailbox? It would be in yours, and then some a-hole would put it on the break table, and then it would end up in mine. I'm like, what is Burke's magazine doing in my mailbox? Come on.
What's the most reliable media source in your eyes?
Print, television, any.
I mean, I get asked this all the time. People are like, "What do you read? What do you think's the most reliable?" And I have my own opinions, but
I'll tell you what the New York Post.
Okay.
The New York Post.
Wow. Wouldn't have thought you'd have said that. Okay.
Not the Times, the Post.
The Post.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. It's a constant news source. They don't lay on one headline all day long. They move all the time. They might sound in their op-eds that they are conservative. They're probably considered conservative in New York. I'm sure about it. But to me, they're all over the board. They've got great op-eds, sports. And I've never read anything there that I thought, hey, this sounds like bullshit, or this sounds like they're leaving something out, like they're censoring by omission, which is oftentimes the favorite tool of left media, is that we'll talk about all this bad shit. There's a lot of good shit over here going on. We're not going to mention that at all, because all we want to do is focus on this. Even though this is going on, we're going to shit all over you with this.
No, great point. That's good to know. I'll be honest with you. I may have to look at that as a news source if you speak of it that highly.
I go to Drudge Report and I roll down. He's got all the links. It's a hyperlink site where, clearinghouse type of deal. He really, his own shit and what he puts at the top has changed quite a bit since Trump was elected. So, I mean, I never go for his highlighted stuff. I go down the line and you can pick out everything there. You stop at ABC, CBS, CNN, believe it or not, Fox, and then I go to the Post. I find the Post to be reliable, very reliable.
Well, all right, and see, for me, I would lean more towards television because I'm more of I don't mind reading or looking at articles, but I kind of like to get it quick and fast. I like headline news because they ride between CNN and Fox. I also love Fox, of course, but headline news seems to ride the fence pretty good. I know a lot of the news broadcasters. I've been fortunate enough to be on it. I'm not saying it because I've been on with Susan Hendricks a bunch, but I just honestly have had too many conversations with those people to know where their head is, and I think they're a good media source. I think it's light, and it doesn't make me angry.
I like to watch The Five, my favorite show on the Fox. Okay. And I have to record it and watch it delayed because I'm on the air till 7, but it's a good balanced show. They've got Juan Williams on there, and he's toting his party's line, no matter how ridiculous it is. It's a good show. It's funny, entertaining.
There you go.
Would you rather get furloughed or take a pay cut?
I took a pay cut.
I took a pay cut.
Yeah. I'm not taking one anymore, but I took one for 2 months.
We did 3, but it's just one of those things that you do for your company. I think every company is different, but I don't think I can take the time away. I think a broadcaster's job is to be on the air, so I'd rather be on the air and a pay cut being there for the audience, because there's nothing more loyal than your audience. So That's what I chose to do.
Yeah, and if you're on the air, no one can hear you.
Yeah.
Who has the stronger seed, Southside Steve or Shannon Burke?
The stronger what?
Seed.
Oh,
seed.
You're talking about sperm, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because now, first off, Shannon's daughter is
my daughter is at Vanderbilt on a scholarship, full boat swing scholarship for swimming, and some of it's academic, but mainly from swimming. She's I think 6-time All-American, state medalist. Dude, she holds some records here, and she's a badass.
All right, well, hold on. You're going to have to wait, and you're going to have us back on together in 15 years. Let my kid 3-0. I will tell you, the 3-year-old, his vocabulary blows my mind. He tells me the names of dinosaurs, and I'm baby talking and going, the 3 horns. He goes, Daddy, Dad, that's a triceratops. And I'm like, okay, wow. Whatever. I don't know how you knew that. So I know he's intelligent, and I'm watching how his mind works, but he's also pretty athletic, and he's a daredevil, but he's 3. So right now, the ground goes to one Shannon Sharpe because I can't touch All-American. Can't. I tell you what, if I decide to have a 3rd child, I want to blend our seeds. We'll go in with a super sperm.
I'll contribute. I have some on my freezer right now if you'd like me to send it on.
All right, perfect.
I'll give you my seed.
What are the keys to owning a successful nightclub? I know one person here can answer, one person can't.
I could say the keys are to not to waste money, not to spend a lot of dough, and to make sure people steal from you as little as possible.
Yeah, because they're going to steal. That's the hard one I learned. It's just how much are they going to steal? You want them to take $1 out of 5, not 3 out of 5. I had the 3 out of 5 situation. The one key I would say is the key that locks it and closes it, is the best key. But for me, being there, had I been there,
oh yeah,
it'd have been different. But I couldn't be there.
Yeah, being there, you got to be hands on. Definitely got to be hands on. No doubt about it.
Realistically, what are Kanye's odds of becoming president?
I think they're 0, but that doesn't mean that he can't. If he were to, and I don't see any. There's no realistic way he's runs for president. He may get a lot of write-ins. I don't know how serious he is about it, but he could sure fuck up this election and give it to Trump if he were to run.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad he's running. So go for it. I think anybody wants to. I don't know how crazy he is. We talked about this morning.
Batshit crazy.
Is he, or do you think it's any kind of a gimmick? That they're playing to get hype for his record, or just hype in general? Do you think that Kim Kardashian's in on it? Do you think he really texted her, "Let's get divorced," and then she deleted it, and she's trying to get him sent back to California?
I think that the man is batshit crazy, and I would probably be batshit crazy too if people idolize me like they do him, and I have $600 million and houses all over the place and jets and things like that. I might go a little cuckoo too. I would definitely be on cocaine.
Yeah.
No,
I would definitely have a cocktail in my hands at all time, and occasionally do cocaine if I thought I needed to wake up quick.
That's another good key to their nightclub business. Lay off the coke.
Yeah. I never had that issue, but boy, I saw some people that did. But I definitely enjoyed having free bourbon.
Yeah.
I think he's got zero chance, but I like how he thinks. I dig him for being a conservative, and why not?
There was a time when I thought he would have had a better, when he started hanging out with Trump and wearing the hat and it kind of started edging on the Blexit movement, like don't tell me how to vote, just because I'm black, that type of thing. But the guy has done some. I mean, the whole crying thing about his one, and the fact that he announced that he wanted to abort his kid, but Kim didn't want him to abort his kid. That's gonna fuck that kid up for life.
Yeah,
he's gonna know that your father wanted you to be sucked out of a drain or whatever.
Yeah,
Shannon, honestly, what do you think about that? Because I know you're adopted.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I mean, my birth mother gave me away, put me up for adoption when I was 3 days old. But she knew she was going to do it, but I literally got adopted at 3 days old.
Wow, so yeah, and you, I mean, we are all big boys. It's who raises you is who's your parents. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for carrying me. I appreciate it. But you know what? I'm glad your mother did what she did. It might not have been perfect, and she may be crushed by it, but God, she had you, dude, and here you are, and that's great.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest pussy in the media?
Brian Stelter.
I don't know if Steve's going to answer this one.
No, I'm not.
On national media?
Any media. Like, who do you look at and you just, every time you see him, you're just like, fuck.
That guy does look really feminine, that Brian Stelter.
Brian Stelter, he's just such a crybaby. What was that pussy? He's just a sorry excuse for media, He's certainly not a journalist. He's just a...
Yeah.
You know what? I don't like Wolf Blitzer.
Me neither. I'm with you.
There's your boy right there.
Oh.
that shit-eating grin.
That's 30 pounds ago, too, by the way. That's his promo photo.
Oh, wow.
Shannon, were you the most hated person in Atlanta while living here? Because... Me? Tyler, can you go to the picture that's on my shirt? I already sent it to you from when we were doing the show. Oh. Because look, you have to look at this picture. Like, people that are just listening have to look at this picture. This picture is by far one of the best pictures. Look at all the people in the background looking at Shannon's hat.
Oh my!
He has a Trump hat on, and everyone behind us was just like, this is at a Falcons game. This is a preseason Falcons game. Everyone hated Shannon.
Dude, those look like planted, like extras, like you planned it.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I love the make football violent again. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, you're getting some looks. But you know what? The good thing about you is you have that biker look where everybody's like, I don't want to mess with that dude.
No one ever says shit to me about a hat or a shirt or, Not that I wear a Trump thing everywhere, but I'll wear I have a Bush Reagan Bush shirt that I like to wear around, and that fucks with a lot lot of people.
I've got the same shirt, and I wear it all the time. I've got it. It's blue, Reagan Bush.
84,
84. Love it.
I got it. I have it in tank top, too, I believe.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a great shirt.
Yeah.
Better hair, Southside Steve's ponytail or your chin right now?
Oh, my chin. It's out of control, this thing here.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the ponytail's pretty good. I dig, though, his look. You're like me. It's like I'm not coloring my goatee.
That's white.
White. Well, I'm about 50% gray, if not 60, but I'm still hiding it, playing the younger man's game.
If you had to work with one of the two as a co-host, who would you pick? Bubba the Love Sponge or Larry Wax?
Me?
Yeah, for both of you guys. You can only pick Bubba or Larry.
I haven't worked with Larry, so when I work with Bubba, I know his, I know him pretty well. I'd probably feel more comfortable working with him. I don't really know Wax that well, although we've met and chatted. But what's he doing now?
Nothing.
Man,
he's acting. Oh,
that's right. He's a stand-in, extra business.
Yeah, he's making a career as an extra. An incredible talent, but not easy to work with. He's he just kind of doesn't know how to treat people. There's and the people he works with, he doesn't know what he has until he's lost it. So I don't know what Bubba's like. Is there a third choice?
Okay,
No?
I'll give you a third choice. You can pick one other co-host that's like your dream co-host to work with.
Oh, wow. Ryan Seacrest.
That makes sense. He's an Atlanta guy.
Yeah, I knew him growing up.
Yeah.
He's made it. I like the connections.
Yeah.
I can dig the connections. I think I would profit from being attached to him. There are people though that I do like, that I like what they do on the radio, that I could work with. I'm a big fan of a couple of the guests we've had. I would work with Mike Bell. I would work with Shannon Burke. I would work with. I had no problem working with Eric Von Hessler. I thought he was cool. Just different than me. You want somebody to be a little different. It can't be exactly like, you can't have the same life experiences, but they can be close. And also who I did middays with, Tim Rhodes, and Bailey has some good days. So there you go.
There you go. I worked with a guy named Soul Brother Kevin Caswell, who now does nights at 102.5 The Bone in Tampa. Completely different politically. He's a black guy, I'm a white guy, but we did 5 years of great radio at TKS together. He's one of the funniest guys. And we went head to head over issues, obvious. They were,
sure.
But man, that guy was, he would come in, sit down 2 minutes before the opener played, and sit down. And I didn't really want him. He didn't need to be involved in prep or any of that stuff. And he prepared a benchmark, and then and he would just sit there and just be funny as shit. Have me.
Well, that's what that's really what my deal is too. Like Bailey does all of our show prep. The guy's hardworking, likes to wake up. I mean, he's grinding out a show for 3 hours a day. It's just the way his mind works. That would ruin me. I would have 8 answers for everything I'm thinking of. So I like just gunslinging. So I'm a little bit like that. I like to walk in 10 minutes before. I know what I need to know. I've looked at the stories,
but
I don't want to.
Yeah, I like it. Like when I was co-host with Bubba, I'd show up and walk in before, 5:45 in the morning, and he'd be up there booger bearing around on his little crow's nest, had the whole thing ready to go, and I just sat there and fucked with him all day. Yeah,
and that's kind of what we do, and Bailey likes to play things out. He's a bit of a, likes to work the room like he gambles. So he's always got something. I mean, I will say the guy ambushed me the worst anybody's ever ambushed me on an April Fool's segment. I got burned on it. It was pretty funny. But then again, you also made me think I like the opposites. One guy I didn't want to leave out that's local, that's selling real estate, Jimmy Barron of a former 99X. I could work with that dude too.
Wow.
Yeah. Just a few of the people. I just think people need to know who I'd work with just in case all of a sudden I need to work with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to put it out.
I'm with you. I'm a pro. I'll work. I can literally work with anybody. I know.
I don't know, Shannon. Larry was tough. I would love. I don't know. I like the guy at times, but he's so difficult. I've heard that about Bubba, that he's just difficult.
He's very difficult. He's very territorial guy. Very off the air, a violent motherfucker. I mean, he just wants to hurt you physically all the time.
Yeah,
like you stand in the kitchen during a break, and he'll come up behind you, grab your shoulder, and just squeeze it until your point. Like, God, stop! And then he's just a weird. But I love the guy. I really do. We have become really good friends. I love our relationship. He's fantastic. But you got to know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't want anybody squeezing me, so no, I wouldn't go with that dude either. What else you got? Is that all you got?
Can I ask you guys one thing? Because like I'm younger in the game and I produce. Like I'm not a host like you guys are. What's the dumbest, most regrettable bit you've ever been a part of?
I'll tell you right now. When I realized that maybe the morning Chuckle Hut type show, the Bubba the Love Sponge brand of show wasn't right for me. I was driving to Tampa from Orlando every morning, going down there doing his show that I did at IO show down there, and I drive home, 1,000 miles a week. And I'm sitting at the dinner table. My daughter, who was, God, I don't know, 14 at the time, 13, she says, "Daddy, what'd you do at work today?" And I thought for a second. And then I recalled in my head what I had done at work that day was put an intern into a fireproof racing suit with a helmet and gloves, handcuffed him to a metal crucifix that Bubba had made, stuck in the ground behind his shed, behind his studio, wrapped him with 45,000 black cat fireworks, and then for a radio bit, stood 30 feet away with Roman candles and shot them at him until they all ignited, and then giggled like a maniac while they all exploded. And then I went, your dad's a weatherman. So she said, "What?" I said, "I'm a weatherman." She goes, "I don't see you on TV." I said, "That's why I go to Tampa every day. I do the weather down in Tampa."
Had to lie. You know what? That's great. Our show, and I, just always thought about radio in Atlanta, never looked at it. I didn't realize that, we were stealing a lot of stuff from Opie and Anthony. And we did the Wiffle Ball Bat Challenge. And, we had the girls coming in with the bat and seeing how far it would go and marking it. And I'm down there marking it and writing their names on it and see who could. And I look back at that knowing my mother listened to that radio and some other people. And I'm like, there's the line. And then there's past the line. And I'm edgy. I like to have sex. I like to having sex with different people all the time. But I even thought that's going too far. So for me, that was probably my lowest point where I'm like, I just did the wiffle ball bat challenge in a studio.
Is that where they insert the wiffle ball bat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And the girls that were showing up were decent chicks, man. It's not like, we were getting the airport strip club girls. No. And then we had topless interns for 2 years. I was like, how in the hell did we get away with that?
You couldn't do that today, brother. Jeez.
No. And none of this crap was my call. I'm just like, hey, man, I'm third seat. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I've been a part of some things, I realized quickly the type of radio I really wanted to do was not to duct tape an intern into a trash can and roll him out down a hill into traffic, Yeah. I wanted to do something a little more substance to it, but I still like to have fun, and I do sophomoric shit almost every day. So. Yeah,
well, I will tell you that I took my my intern at the time. He was actually our producer. It was Kevin Green, great guy. And I bubble wrapped him and let John Rocker throw his fastball at him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great bit.
Yeah. And the ball missed him, the first one, and stuck in the wall, in the sheetrock at the radio station. And it was stuck halfway in the wall. So I had John sign it, and awesome. left it there for about a year and a half till some a-hole pushed it in. And then the other one is I let Patrick Kearney, who was at the time linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, I'm trying to think what position Patrick played. Either way, big as hell.
End.
Yeah, that's it. He was defensive end. And Patrick Kearney hit him full stride and tackled him in the hallway. I thought he killed him.
Nice.
Yeah. So fun things, but you're right. Everybody's got a low point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we had to get into you start somewhere in this industry,
You do. Brett, one thing that I wanted to cover real quick that you sent me, and I posted it just because I was entertained by it. Who's the guy that's drunk saying, "Yeah, come on," that you sent me?
Shannon knows all about that. I feel like I'm holding him up though because I know he's got to go to a radio show.
Well, let's let Shannon go.
Hang on.
We'll talk about it
okay,
later. I want Shannon to get back to his show. Shannon, once again, where can people from Atlanta hear you, brother?
Florida Man Radio. Go to your app store, download the Florida Man Radio app, and I'm 3 to 7 Eastern, and it's a straight up talk line of the whole thing. But I'm on 3 to 7 Florida Man Radio app. You can leave comments there. You can call the show from there. You can drop a mic drop, all that stuff there.
Well, I'm glad I met you. I knew Bailey had known you before and told me about you, but
listen, Bailey's the reason I got that gig there.
Yeah, and that's what Jason said. So one hell of a broadcaster. Glad to have met you. Hope to work in and around you again. I love the sound of your voice. If that doesn't sound too gay,
it's a little gay, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve. It's good to know you, man. And I'll do anything. I'll work with you anytime.
All right, you got it. Shannon Burke, thanks for being a guest on the Yeah Come On show. You take care.
Do I get to say hello to your mother, Brett?
Yes. So Shannon, and obviously
normally that'd be an info.
No, we can keep rolling. Shannon's pretty tired with my family, and so my mom's with me. She's sitting next to me. Is it okay if I bring her in on this? I know Amanda's been here.
Yeah. Go ahead for sure. Oh, there's Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I like your voice too.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. We missed you here.
Well, maybe I'll come back one day.
Should I start counting? Maybe we'll move down there.
All right, there you go. Come on down. It's sunny down here and hot as hell. You wouldn't like it. It's terrible.
I'm coming tomorrow.
Shannon's got his pool.
I know, but I'm going to see the grandbaby.
Oh, all right. Well, let me know if you're ever in the Central Florida area. I'd love to, have a drink with you.
See you. Absolutely.
All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Take care.
All right.
Thank you. If you have a drink with his mom, don't do what you normally do when you have drinks with girls, okay?
How funny would that be for you to wake up and me and your mom be passed out on the couch, Brett? With my butt hanging out of the covers.
I love it. Brett, you can bring your mother on anytime you want. I'm glad you're safe at her house.
Guys, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, that was fun. That was the great Shannon Burke. I enjoyed that. I always enjoy the questions. Those are pretty good questions, man. And I appreciate it because it kind of goes into our careers. It's been a lot of years in radio, so that was kind of fun.
Dude, I mean, you kind of have to get into that. Like, I'm in an opportunity where I have two great radio show hosts.
Oh,
I mean, come on, I have to expose what I'm surrounded by. I mean, that's what people want to hear. That's my thought. Like, if I was listening to this, I wouldn't want to hear like, "Hey, Shannon, what's your favorite color? Red or blue? Maybe white." Like, nobody wants that. People want to hear what you guys have to think.
I like beige. Well, one thing that we didn't get into because I knew that he had to go was the picture that you sent, and I blindly I edited it down past you going, "Okay, go ahead." And I got him just where he's saying, "Yeah, come on." I thought it was fun. What is that? You send me things all the time, nudes of Tyler, and I don't know what to think of any of this stuff.
All right, first off, my entire weekend.
Tyler, you didn't get affected by that. I said nudes from you.
I caught that, but I was looking up his pictures. So.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. So what do you got?
So my weekend was by far one for the books, and I was texting Shannon about it, and I had to text him and say, "Don't discuss some of the stuff that we talked about because my mom's sitting 20 feet away." I won't deny that one. But, yes. So basically Saturday started like this. I was playing golf at TPC Sugarloaf, a multi-million-dollar homes just surrounding me. This is a house, for people that are watching this on YouTube, this is a house that two people in their 80s live in. One person can live on one side of the house. One person can live on the other side of the house.
Dude, I thought it was a business. I thought it was like a hotel. I thought like, oh, that's where you stayed. That's like the little hotel next to the golf course. That's a home.
That is a single home on the water where people bought the lot next to them and tore the whole thing down.
Damn.
And so I proceeded to drink more on the golf course. And like Tyler will see, like I sent him a picture, like we came up to the 18th hole and there's like a deer and a baby deer and like the holes all in front of me. And I'm like, what a beautiful fucking day. You know what I mean? Do you have that picture?
Oh, you're so sappy, Brett.
Dude. Oh no, it's about to take a weird turn. So this was 18th hole, it started raining, all this stuff, deer just sitting there. I've got like a little 150-yard shot to the green, overshot the green, didn't get in the trap, but it is what it is. So what do you do after playing golf on a course like this? You go to Kroger. Okay, so first off, call the lady friend. I really shouldn't say it like that because I know she listens to these. Call the girlfriend and said, what do you want for dinner? And she said, I want fettuccine Alfredo. So I was like, perfect. Getting off the highway, she lives down in the hood. I was like, whatever. And I roll into a Kroger parking lot, go inside, shop, or FaceTiming. I'm wearing my come on mask and all this stuff. And I'm walking around the Kroger. And when I'm coming out to my car, there's this guy sitting there and he comes up to me. Now, here's my thing about homeless people. If you ask me for money, you're not going to get any money. But if you're sitting outside of a grocery store and you say, look, I just need to eat, I will go buy you food. So I grabbed him and I was like, yo, dude, if you really just want to eat, I was like, let's go get some food. So went inside, bought him like a couple chickens, bought him a big like 40 bag of small chips and lemonade and all this crap. Like
that's nice, man.
Dude, people have to eat. It's the right thing to do. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
no,
like,
it is.
Like, I'm unemployed, but like I can swing it. I'm okay to make sure somebody eats tonight.
Yeah.
And so we're talking, and as we're checking out, which I thought was like the most random thing, there's these bottles behind him. I'm like, do you want to grab a drink real quick? I thought they were like Powerades or lemonades or Body Armor or something. They were Coors Lights. So he goes, I'd really like a beer. I was like, well, I just bought a case. Do you want to go grab one at my car? So me and my boy, Frederick, went back to my car and just pounded a couple beers together and had a good conversation in the parking lot.
That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, that's all right.
We exchanged numbers. And he
has a phone? He has a phone.
Yes. He was living in his car.
I thought there was one more. Was there not?
Oh, I think there's a video.
Oh, that's okay. It skipped to the golf one again. All right, here we go.
Yeah, basically, like, it was just a random guy living in his car, down on his luck. Wife just divorced him, took all his stuff, out of work because of COVID-19. Came down here, had an interview yesterday. I actually texted him yesterday to ask him how the interview went. He texted me back and was like, it's me and 4 other people. I'm nervous, so I'm going to get the job or not. Like, just doing the right thing, dude. You know, look out for one another. Like, that's the biggest problem in this world is I think a lot of times people just don't look out for other people. I mean, I don't know if that's just me or my thought or you guys.
No, I've always been like that. I picked up a hitchhiker once. I got him I love it. I got him a hotel room for the night because it was going to be like 15, 20 degrees. It was one of those days where you knew the temperature was going to drop. It was all we talked about, and it was going to be like super cold. And I see a dude hitchhiking, and you can tell when there's somebody hiking because they want to see the world, man. And I got my skateboard, dude. Or you see a dude, it's like, I don't have a car. I got nothing, and this is all I can do is walk. Mm-hmm. And he was one of those guys, and I nailed him right there at the North Side Avenue, or what am I trying to think to say? Northside Drive. And that's where I circle back to. And the pony was there. I said, or that little, strip club said, "Hey, dude, I'm not going to finance your strip club needs, but I'll get you a hotel room and I'll get you dinner at the Waffle House next door." So I put him up for the night.
Nice.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make things okay for people. And I think that's something that this world doesn't have a lot of times. Like I said, dude, my Saturday started sitting around $1 million homes. It ended with me sharing a beer with a homeless guy in a parking lot. Like,
well, you want to hope other people would notice what you noticed to do what you did, but don't count on it.
But here's my thing. It's like, and you know this, like you walk out of a Braves game or a Hawks game or something like that, you got people asking for money. This dude was just asking for food. He just wanted to eat. That's it. Like, he didn't care. And
you did him a solid, man. He didn't have anything. And even when somebody says they just want a couple of dollars, and then people, I'm always around somebody in the group that goes, they're just going to go buy crack, or, they're just going to go buy drugs. I'm like, look, if that's what he's going to do and it gets him through the night, what do I care? It's not up to me what he's going to do.
Sane one more day, right?
Yeah. So I'm not going to not give him money because I think he's going to buy drugs with it.
I have to say, the one thing he loved was the Yakima face mask. Because, like, I'm not a big face mask guy, but recently I've turned to this thing. Like, I hate face masks, dude. I have them in my car.
Well, I don't like them on my ears. Yeah.
But, like, he saw the come on and kept being like, yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
And that's where I was like, dude, is there any way I could tape you saying that? And he was like, dude, for sure. So that's the video I sent you guys, was him being like, yeah, come on.
Well, that was cool, man. I'm glad we put that up.
You got to do, as a human being, I think, like, sometimes this world gets a little too stressful, and you have to do the right thing in personal judgment. I mean, like, yesterday I was at Kroger and a guy was just like, "You got $1? You got $1? You got $1?" Dude, I've only got a card on me. That's it. Only plastic. That's all I say. But, like, somebody comes up and says, "Dude, I just want to eat. I just need to eat." I mean,
that's different.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want money and all that stuff. Granted, I filled his tank so that he could get to his job interview. I know.
Wow, dude. You had about a $50 hit with this guy. It's pretty rock star.
A little bit over, but yeah. I mean, do the right thing. I think sometimes people forget about humanity.
Well, I think there's a spot in heaven for you. I'm worried about you, Tyler. What did you do?
I haven't been out much, man. I don't. No one.
You know why? You're doing the right thing. What are you doing on the golf course, you germ spreader?
Yeah, you shouldn't have been out at all. No, I'm kidding.
Funny. Well, I got to tell you, it's why I love doing this show with you guys. So once again, the Yeah Come On show was good having Shannon Burke. I dig what you did. And thanks to all of our sponsors. And I think it was a fantastic show, bros.
Hey, dude, thank you guys. I know that some stuff, like, just comes together last minute sometimes. And
now you're all sentimental from your homeless.
No, I wish I could share more about my lifestyle sometimes, but, like,
I'm trying not to smile too much. I chipped a
tooth. Dude. It's funny. Brett's like, I just love everybody. Well, why aren't you smiling? What's wrong with your mouth?
I chipped a tooth.
Well, I told you to not do that to the faucet.
You gotta drink out of. I just drink out of people's hoses, you know. Times are tough over here. Yeah, that's the metal bit caught me on the way out.
You want to tell us how you chipped it in closing?
No, I just woke up like that. I think I just had a stressful sleep or something.
You're like grinding your teeth.
Nothing exciting, but it was an old cap, so it was easy to come off. So.
All right, well, you go get your teeth fixed. If you need a good dentist, I got one.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. I know you'll be going around with a chip chew.
You got any Yeah Come Honors to wrap it up or no?
Yeah, you got a Yeah Come On or no?
I do have a Yeah Come Honor. By the way, I know this is really going to touch Steve's heart because Steve likes the good ones. Although this one pimped me, it's very nice.
If anybody pimps anybody on the show, I'm happy. It doesn't have to be about me. I just like the love versus the hate. I like a good teasing, like the way I stay in Tyler's ass, but not mean. I don't really mean Your butt. I wasn't in your butt.
Careful.
This one,
Remember, I got dropped.
today's come honor comes from Working Mom.
Okay.
It's titled Laughter Guaranteed. This is her take on our show. I love listening to the podcast. I have laughed out loud multiple times during each show. Brett reminds me of my ex-boyfriend who always made me laugh 20 years ago. I've been a fan of Southside for many years. Thank you for the weekly distraction from the stress and work and family. Doing God's work, baby. Doing God's work.
That's it, baby. I love it. God's work. Ah! Thanks to all the Yeah Come Oners. How can people get to you?
Dude, hit us up. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at the Yeah Come On Show. We even have a Facebook page, the Yeah Come On Show. I mean, hit us up on anything. I read everything. I read everything anybody posts. Any message you send, anything you want to say, like, get to us. I'm all ears. I read all of it. So.
All right, make sure when you do that, you let Brett know how to contact. You never know when the Yeah Come On Show is going to send you a free gift for your love. So there it is, boys. The Yeah Come On Show. You can cue the music, man. Cue the music. Should I say thanks to Thunder? God knows. Thank you for Love Walked In Through the Door. I love this song. I hope you appreciate it. It is the Yeah Come On Show, brought to you by OxygenFinancial.com, Circle285.com, and Dave Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. Boom. We'll talk to you next week.